The list of commitments that you're asking the government officials to commit to today are just incredible. From a Greens perspective, yes, 100%. Yes, to every single one of them.
Will there be an open door policy? Will you commit to meeting with the HCA regularly over the term of this government?
Absolutely, I will.
Excellent. The second question, through your role in Parliament, will you hold the New South Wales government accountable to the commitments they make tonight to the Hunter Community Alliance?
I certainly will. I relish the opportunity.
Can we shake to that?
We ask for the Hunter Park and Broadmeadow precinct projects that the government recommits 30% or 780 new social and affordable homes to be built as part of that development. We ask that these homes are available in perpetuity, managed only by government and non-profit organisations, and constructed to a minimum silver accessibility standard with provision for gold and platinum so that Catherine could move in.
So, yes, I can recommit to the New South Wales Government's clear commitment to 30% of all housing on redevelopments on government land being social and affordable housing. Some of the elements of that will need to be figured out, specifically in relation to Hunter Park. But the other clear commitment I can give is all social and affordable housing built by the New South Wales Government is delivered to the silver standard. So that's a clear commitment as well. The specifics of the perpetuity, the managed by government or non-government organisation, and the specific number, we don't have that finalised yet. As we're doing the master planning, we will be able to finalise those elements. So I can't commit to that because some of those things are part of the planning process and that's not finalised. But I hear that that's what you want out of that. And the commitments around the 30% and the silver standard, I can give clear commitments about that.
Okay, so on that particular ask, it's a qualified yes for two of those three elements, and the other one, you're working on it. So thank you very much, Rose.
We ask for the rezonings in the Hunter that at least 15% of the housing supply delivered is affordable housing, so that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from this reform. And finally, we know, Minister Jackson, that you are an active champion for strong security for renters. And we want you to take back to the Cabinet and the Premier the strong support from the Hunter Community Alliance for the end to no grounds evictions for all tenancy types.
So, no, I can't commit to that tonight. The commitment that we have given to inclusion rezoning in the transport-oriented developments is currently not 15%. It's less than that for some of them. For some of the accelerated transport-oriented development rezonings, it is 15%. I can't commit to that for all of them. I will say the commitment is that there is affordable housing delivered as part of those rezonings, and we're very keen to negotiate, particularly with local government, to make sure that we're maximising the opportunity for that in every single one of those rezonings. But that, again, is a planning process that's underway at the moment, and we do have a really good partner here in Newcastle, so I'd be optimistic that through working with Newcastle City Council, we could do more to meet that commitment. But I can't commit as an outcome of the planning process that's underway to definitely deliver that in all of those transport-oriented sites tonight.
So we have, in this area, we have those 6 areas, so it's a no at this stage. But I'm wondering whether you could commit to setting up a meeting or facilitating a meeting with us, with you, so us, the Hunter Community Alliance, you and the Planning Minister, Paul Scully, to actually raise that issue and improve that tiering.
Absolutely, I can commit to that.
And so I'm suggesting within 3 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tonight, we ask that the government commit to co-design the tenant-led renewal in Hamilton South. This should include housing that is affordable, private housing and social housing, and importantly, on-site support services for tenants.
Minister, will you commit to develop a tenant-led renewal project funded by Homes New South Wales with a commitment that the new CEO of Homes New South Wales will meet with us in June to confirm details and resourcing of roles outlined in our proposal?
Yes, I can commit to this because is specifically in my area. This is a housing project that I'm really excited to be involved with. I will just say this, the way this has been done previously has not been tenant-led. I'm incredibly enthusiastic about this commitment and really think we could do something good.
So that's a big yes. Thank you.
Our first commitment we seek this evening from Minister Bowen is to expand access to affordable renewable energy and or household energy efficiency programs for low-income households in the upcoming 2024 federal budget.
The first point I want to make is, in the last budget, 2023 budget, we allocated $1.7 billion just for that purpose. $300 million of that for social and public housing, because social and public housing cannot be left out of that task. And we said we would come into social and public housing, which is some of our oldest housing stock in the country, with very inefficient energy and no renewable energy in too many instances, and work with state governments to fix it. Rose and I reached an agreement to match each other's funding, so that has happened in New South Wales, and we've reached agreements with.
So, Minister,
we've reached agreements with other states as well. So you've got to start with the fundamental point. Is that the end of it? No, I'm not here to announce the federal budget. That's in 5 weeks' time, and there'll be a budget after that as well. It's not the end of the process. There's a lot more to do, but $1.7 billion is a good start.
No for this evening, and
it's a no for this evening because it's not budget night.
Yeah, and a possible yes post-budget.
Well, there's more to do after our $1.7 billion.
A new industries training centre based in Tyers Hill campus and funded through the National Skills Agreement would address this shortage and help position the region as a catalyst to transition our workforce to a new net zero economy.
No, I cannot commit to that tonight because I'm not Brendan O'Connor. But what I can say is this, firstly, Centres of Excellence are at the centre of the skills agreement that Brendan has reached with his state and territory skills colleagues. Centres of Excellence have to be agreed between the Commonwealth Minister and the state ministers. So I will pass it on to Brendan, and I'm sure Rose will pass it on to Steve Wan, and we will pass on your passion. I just want to say this too. We have already delivered. I just checked with the Vice-Chancellor that he has received the money. We've already delivered the $16 million to this university for an energy skills centre, which they are building.
Thank you, Minister. So when can we expect a definitive answer to that question?
Hang on, I haven't finished. And I'm pleased to announce tonight, I've just told the Vice-Chancellor this, I've allocated another $3 million to him, to this university, to develop green hydrogen and green iron work at this university. That's work that's... Right, look. And I also said I would, on Brendan's behalf, I'm going to text him later and tell him I've done this, that he will meet with you to discuss it.
And that's on film. Thank you very much.
Our region still has no transition authority, no committed funding, no plan and no timeline. This evening we call on Minister Bowen to commit that the Federal Net Zero Authority will work with the New South Wales State Hunter Transition Authority.
Yes, that's a yes.
Thank you, Minister. That is a firm yes.
Hang on. I want to tell you a little bit more about it, though. We set up the National Net Zero Economy Agency. We introduced the legislation to make it an authority a couple of weeks ago. We've announced with SunDrive that there'll be a factory to make solar panels at the Liddell Power Station, which will employ more people than were ever employed at the Liddell Power Station. That's the sort of thing we can do together.
Thank you, Minister.
First, if feasibility licence applications are approved by the Commonwealth for offshore wind, will the Minister require and/or resource the New South Wales Government to develop an offshore wind strategy?
No, I don't require state governments to develop strategies, but we will work with them very much and encourage all levels of government to work together to make sure this region benefits from offshore wind. It's very, very important. There's a lot of jobs, a lot of energy, but we've got to get it right. There are legitimate concerns that communities have that need to be worked through. There's also a lot of disinformation. Both of those things are true. We need to work together. I don't require state governments to develop strategies, but I do work with my state energy minister colleague, and we will do so on that.
So, Minister, what can you commit to?
Well, I can commit to working with the state government and with the Newcastle Council and with all local councils. I've met with Port Stephens Council, with Merrill just a few weeks ago on this very topic, working together. I want to see communities benefit from offshore wind. I want to see real community benefit, not offshore wind companies buying jerseys for local football teams. Real community benefit, real jobs, real local content. We'll work together to make that happen.
Second, will the Minister commit or require funding for at least 6 full-time community educators to work across the Hunter to support our communities to participate in planning processes and combat disinformation?
I certainly commit to working with you to do those things. I don't know about 6 full-time employees, but when I issue feasibility licences, they will be required to work with communities and to have proper community engagement as part of those licences.
Is that a no, Minister?
That's a proper community engagement. I'm not committing to 6 full-time. It might be more, it might be less. Let's see how we go.
So that is a no, Minister?
It's a no for now.
Will the Minister commit to meeting with the Hunter Community Alliance in Assembly once a year?
Yes, I will.
Can we shake to that, please?
Why would we do it just once a year? But yes, okay.
So everybody, if the Minister will meet with us once a year, will you all meet with us?